welcome back to the channel. This week I am going to be doing the brakes, which I've already done. I put on the braided brake lines. I cleaned and painted the calipers. I've already bled the brakes. Now it's time to stuff the wheels on this thing so I can actually bring this thing down off the lift and see if this thing can see its own shadow outside. And the next thing that I'm doing is I gotta find a way to recondition these water bottles. And because they look like crap quickly, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just taking some Varsol and then Scotch-Briting these bottles, and then I'm gonna paint them a flat black, a satin black, not a glossy black, and see how that turns out. I think that's gonna look well. I've done it on my car in the past before I transferred my, well, this is the alky reservoir, not the coolant bottle, so I end up doing that to my car and I put it in the trunk with a 5-gallon Racetronics fuel cell in the back there for my alky. But because this is a factory car, this is staying with this, and I'm gonna fix these ones up. So let me get the wheels back on and see if I can't get this thing off the lift first. There you go. This is the first time this thing's been out on the driveway since July 12th. Quiet as a church mouse. Time to get that one back on the lift, and this one goes underneath. That is the plan tonight. And then I got to give this thing a bath. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that now. Alright guys, catch you in a bit. There we go, all juiced up. Cold as crap out here. The damn friggin' soap isn't even coming off the car. Well, let's get this off. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Alright, she's clean. Time to get you back on here, buddy. Alright. It's a done deal. You're back on there. You're going to go up in the air. And you are going underneath. Alright guys, back in a bit. Let's turn some heat on in this car. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that is so nice. My hands are freaking freezing. Washing this car was a dumb idea. Light on the boost gauge isn't working. Vacuum's good. Temp. Alright. Let's put her in the garage and call it a night. There we go. One up top, one down bottom. Alright, I'm going to recondition these bottles tomorrow. I'm frozen, I'm going inside. That's it tonight. Peace! Alright, it's water bottle time. I hit these with some Varsol and a scouring pad, and then shot it with brake cleaner and a microfiber cloth. So it is scuffed and ready for painting. I'm going to be giving this thing a shot of some satin black. Let's see how this turns out. Alright, this is the first shot. And whenever I'm shooting something, you don't look to fully coat it on the first hit. All this white that you're seeing through it, this is just getting the adhesion to the plastic. So I let this fully dry, give it about 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to come at it with the second one. And if it fills it, it fills it. If it doesn't, no big deal. Because as I said, this is a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not here to coat it and fully coat this thing in one shot or 2 shots. By the 4th hit, this thing will fully seal in, and this is how you prevent runs. This is how you make sure that this thing fully adheres to the plastic. So yeah, that's the first hit. I'm going to give this about 10 minutes. Come back, give it another shot. So I'm going to turn the heater on. Back in 10 minutes. Alright, that's the second hit. Sorry for the noise. I got the fan spinning and the heater's on, so it actually filled it in pretty well. I really don't see much hollowing through this black, but that's the second coat. And all I'm doing is I'm just shooting it up just like that and just covering it. I'm not trying to get everything. Eventually that will happen after multiple coats. It will fill in all the spots, but the whole secret to it is let it dry in between shots. That way you're not putting paint on top of wet paint. That's how runs happen and all the rest of that stuff. So looks like it's adhering well. I'm going to let this sit for another 15 to 20 minutes and come out and give it the third shot. Probably might give it about 5 to 6 shots in total. It all depends on how it looks after shot number 4. Because for the next shot, I'm going to make sure that I get everything completely. And I'll take a look at that and see how that comes out. But the 4th shot, that's the one that I'm going for the gusto. The 3rd shot, like I said, I'm going to make sure I get everything. We'll see how that looks. Back in a bit. And there you go. This is after the 3rd coat, which was the heaviest coat. And as you can see, everything is fully covered. Nice and satin black. I think this is going to look really nice in the car. Really nice. I'm going to let this sit another 20 minutes, give it the 4th coat, and then stick a pin in it. I think we're done. It doesn't need any more than this. It is coated really well. All right. Next time you see these bottles, they will be installed in the car, which will be tomorrow. Because I have to get this car down to Racetronics. I'd like to implement something for guys with stock-ish type cars with stock fuel lines. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag what it is, because I don't know if it has legs to walk right now, but I'm going to try to push something for guys with stock fuel lines in the car. See you in a bit. All right, first drive with GNX Clone, heading to Racetronics. Catch you guys there. Here we go. I'm already 20 minutes into my drive. stops well, engine's quiet, runs cool. Transmission shifts really well. This is a transwear transmission. That's Mica transwear. Very precise. Shifts right on point. Beautiful. Overall, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. I'm already, like I said, 20 minutes into my drive to Racetronics, and I'm loving this. Beautiful heat. All right, I'm gonna turn off the camera and I'll click it back on when I'm at Racetronics. All right, ciao. All right, just got here to Racetronics. The car drove flawlessly coming here. This is the finished product of the engine compartment. These are the water bottles. That was done and painted and put in. Let me pan out so you can see the full engine compartment. As you remember, all the upper rad support was all rusted. There was rust going up the side there where the bracket is for the map sensor. The firewall was full of, I don't even know what that was. But that's all cleaned up and painted. Changed the color scheme on this car. It had some blue wires. We now got black MSDs. It had a mixture of blue and black silicone hoses. It's a black tie affair now. All reloomed, all brackets painted gloss black. Everything put back together. The car drove amazing coming up here. Amazing. The upper and lower control arms was absolutely a great move. The end links, the sway bar bushings, it drives like a completely different car. Mark and Judy, you are going to be very pleased when you ride this car. So this is the finished product. I just finished zip tying all the vacuum lines, all the boost lines. Everything is where it should be. Nice and clean and organized. Everything is routed properly. Just really stoked at the way that this car came out. As I mentioned before, I'm going to try to implement something here at Racetronics. The car is going to be here so we can mock up some stuff on the car for factory cars. And I'm going to see if I can't get my hands in and do a little thing and put a prototype on this car and see if it has legs to walk. So stay tuned. That's it for this video this week. Ricketts Racing for the win.